Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from TW White & Sons Mazda. Okay, so we've received this from our buying department today, and we are so excited to have this as part of our used car offering. This is an MX-5 Powershift, so based on the Sport Tech, so the higher end vehicle, in fact the highest, with a 6-speed automatic gearbox. Now, I haven't had one of these in a while. There weren't that many made, therefore we don't get so many on the used market. And I think the demand for automatic cars in the last sort of 10 years has increased. So these are probably more desirable now than they were when they were brand new. These are a really lovely spec. This is a 2013, so this is one of the last of them. I think you could get the last car in about 2015. There were very few of them. Okay, so it's a bit of a rare car, and they were first offered, if I'm not mistaken, in the latter part of 2009. Now, I've been in the Mazda world for 20 years. In fact, all of it spent here at TW White. So I remember these cars when they were new, and I remember thinking, wow, I couldn't change gears as quickly as this car can. And obviously the manual version is 6-speed. This is 6-speed. You've got paddle shifts as well. So I know a lot of purists out there would say, oh, why do you want an automatic sports car? Well, I see sense in it, and I say because it's 6-speed, it doesn't take any of the fun away, and you can drive it manually. I know there's people out there that will disagree, but you get the best of both worlds with this car. Now, the gearbox is also a torque converter gearbox, so we often get people asking, have these cars got proper gearboxes? And I think what they mean by that is, you know, are they a seamless gear change? Yes, they are. Do they roll back in hills? No, they don't. So they operate like the traditional automatic gearboxes, but with more gears. They did do a automatic version of the Mark II and the Mark I in Japan, and they were like 3-speed autos. They made the car perform very sluggish, and I would agree that, you know, it kind of took the fun out of the driving. But these, completely different. Now, this is in a crystally white colour. I'm trying to remember the official colour. Now, on our current colour range, I think it would be called snowflake white. I think this was called crystal white, but it's now unfortunately the sun's out, a pearlescent-y, I don't know if you can see that, a pearlescent-y paint, and it really sets it off, especially with the contrasting black trim, the wheels. It's a very nice combination. I do prefer it to the darker colours because they're a lot easier to maintain. Doesn't show scratches, etc. Now, the wheels are all impeccable, so I was very careful driving the car here. Let's go around the other side. It's all in really lovely condition. Now, I also had a look under the car, okay, because on all MX-5s, there's a lot of untreated metal underneath the car, and depending on what part of the country the car's lived in, not always the case, but they can often suffer with a lot of surface rust. So people often ask me, you know, what's the underside like? It's very, very good indeed. So what we'll do is, let me show you the boot. Now, please do study the photos. I've taken quite a few photos, tried to include as much detail as possible. Now, there's your boot there. Now, I do apologise, there's a lot of sun here today, I hope you can see that. That's better. Now, you could probably, if you took your driver out, fit a golf bag in there, 2 large soft bags if you were to go on holiday. There is no spare wheel. You get the pump kit. I had a customer once insisting on a spare wheel, so we got in with one of these space savers, popped it in the boot, and he said to me, what happens when my wife goes out with me and I get a flat tyre? Because the actual alloy won't fit in the boot. So I said, well, it has to go on your wife's lap. And he said, oh, I didn't think of that. But really, these cars, they're not really designed for spares. spare tyres. It just wouldn't work with the size of the tyres. But that will get you out of trouble, and obviously you'll have roadside assistance, and you will get roadside assistance with this car for a year, the comprehensive cover. It'll also cover you in Europe. It's the car that's covered because this is a part of the Mazda ZZ Plus used car warranty. Now hopefully you can see the interior. It's all in really lovely condition. Okay, so do study the photos. Yeah, you've got heated seats, and my favourite driving condition in these cars is, you know, a cold, crisp morning, because I always find cars perform better because the air's denser. Heated seats on, heater going, and the hood down. I think that's the perfect weather for a convertible. Okay, I want to show you under the bonnet as well, because some of these cars get modified, molested. Oh, modified. I was going to say molested. We like cars to be standard. I think that's the best way. But look at that, all lovely under here. Now I've taken some photos as well, but it's all lovely and original. You know, no fancy air boxes or anything like that. All really good indeed. You have an aluminium bonnet, so I always recommend just dropping the bonnet when closing it, because aluminium is quite soft. Now these are based on the Mark 3.5, I call it. So you've got the revised front bumper, rear lights, front lights. You've got the little splitter there, and the sort of updated interior. I am very, very fond of these. And the new car, the RF, without putting it down, but the automatic version is only available in the, as I say, the RF, which is, you know, a bit like a big sunroof, so you don't get this open back motoring. And I think, personally speaking, the idea of these two-seater cars is that open back motoring, rather than being in almost like a coupe with a Targa top. Okay, right, so let's pop in the car and run you through all the bits and bobs. So you've got a height adjustable seat. Actually, in fact, before I shut the door, I shall show you how this hood operates. So there's two keys with the car. I've got the other one indoors. So there's the mileage there, 42,466 miles. So I just turned the fan down. I had the air conditioning on. It's a very warm day here today, and I'm looking for the temperature gauge. I'm sure there's one in here somewhere. I'm sure I'll find it in a minute. So 42,466 miles, and I did bring the service history out with me. I like to share this with people. So this car wasn't a part exchange. When we get low on stock, we can't always fulfill you know, our used car stocking limits with just part exchanges, even though I'd say about 70 to 80% of our cars come in part exchange. So we bought this from outside the company. It originated from Nytimber Mazda in Chichester, and so it had its PDI, so it was supplied there. I think Nytimber are now called Magna, if I'm not incorrect. Had its first service, 16,040 miles, Nytimber, okay, like a year later. And then at 24,000, Beechwood Mazda, that's Derby. Beechwood again, 26,000, that was in 2017, again. Hopefully you can see this. I'm sorry, it's a lot of sun here today. So 17. And then 12,000 miles later in 21, when we acquired the vehicle, okay, 21, 22, we've serviced the vehicle. So it's got a very complete service history. I know there's sort of a gap between 17 and 21. We tend to find that now with COVID, especially with cars like this, and people stop using them, so they don't really, you can't really warrant the service with doing such minimal miles. So it's got a very good service history. It's all recorded there. I also wanted to share the Experian auto check. Now this car had a private plate at some point. Now there you go, it was registered on the 6th of September 13. All right, so it's not stolen, not at high risk, so there's nothing there, so it's all very good indeed. Okay, it's a lovely car actually. I've driven it about a mile. We're about a mile from the showroom. This is the rugby club that I photographed the car, so it's a really lovely car. Now, to operate the hood, the hood's down obviously at the moment, so I'm gonna press this button. Now you must do this when the car's stationary. Okay, so I press this button. Now hopefully you can see this. And I will show you what the car looks like. So there's only one manual that you have to do, or two if you include pushing the button. So there we are. All right. I think that's 11 seconds. I think if I recall the training days back in, I think these came out, when did these come out? Back in 2006, I think, the Roadster Coupe. I remember the first one I saw, it was in Galaxy Grey. It was a pre-production model that Mazda lent us, and we were all very excited about having it. In fact, the songwriter for the song by Helen Shapiro, Walking Back to Happiness, I don't know if any of you remember that, but I think he bought the first one from myself. Okay, so back to the spec of the car. So you've got your 6-speed gearbox with paddles. Okay, now it's idiot proof, so you know you can't go along and then just knock it down to like second gear at 90 miles an hour. It won't allow you to do that. So you can drive it like I would, just put it in drive and off you go. You do it manually like so plus and minus, or manually and use these paddles up and down. Okay, so I'm just put it in drive and that's it, but I'm sure people do use these. You've got your heated seats, not required today, but you've got your heated seats here. Climate control, and it is cold because I've had a lot of cars. Yeah, it's got climate, it's got aircon, it's got the button, it's got everything's in place, but it blows hot air. It's nice and cold. And you've got this Bose Stereo with 6 CD changer. Now I know some people still use CDs. I never really got round to CDs because I always lost them because I was always in and out of so many cars. So the great thing is you've got an auxiliary here, so you can plug your phone even, or your iPod there. But you can also pair your phone up as well. So you may possibly be able to stream some music dependent on your phone, etc. But I've got an older car. I don't want to change the stereo, and I got a little device here that you plug into the auxiliary, and it's a Bluetooth receiver, and I stream all my music. It was only like it was a few pounds, and it works very, very well. Okay. Steering column goes up and down. Auto dimming rear view mirror. Okay, but yeah, this is a really lovely car, and I must say, I think COVID took its toll on me, and I'm not my fighting weight, let's put it that way, and I fit in here very, very well, and get out in and out of the car very easily. Now, you can also turn off the passenger airbag here. Now, I never used to mention things like that in my video, but my mum, who babysits all her grandkids, she's got so many grandkids now, one has to sit in the front of the car, so they have to turn off the passenger airbag. And in her car, you have to buy a manufacturer specific child seat, which probably is worth or cost more than the car. But with this Mazda, you just put the key in and you can turn it off. So you can use any booster child seat for this. So you and your you and the young person, your niece, nephew, son, daughter, etc., can sit there and enjoy this fabulous car. All the headlining, which is sort of a plastic, it's all in good condition, and you've got this little device here. Believe it or not, by putting this bit of plastic up will reduce the sort of blowing off your hair? I would say about 50%. Okay. Now, we are a Mazda dealer. Now, I did briefly mention earlier, so this will come with a Mazda warranty. Now, I know that a lot of the cars of this age bought from independents won't have a Mazda warranty, and quite possibly might not be prepared to the same to the same, what's the word I'm looking for? To the same standard. Sorry, I'm lost for words today. So this will be prepared, you know, according to Mazda's used approved format. It will have a used cars roadside assistance, which is Mazda. It won't be one of these sort of complimentary bare bones packages where they won't pick you up from home, etc. It's the full package. Covers you in Europe, covers the car. I think I did mention that earlier. I'm repeating myself now. So you get that for a year, but we do have the facility to extend that. Okay, we can do up to 3 years warranty. Okay, so warranty we've mentioned. Servicing, it's all up to date. Okay, we'll give the car a valet. Not that it needs one. It is absolutely lovely. It really is. Part exchange is extremely welcome, and I really do mean extremely welcome. We want your part exchange. I know there's a lot of hype out there about put your reg number in, get a price, get a better deal, etc, etc. You will get the best deal part exchange in your car, so please do put your reg number in on these online platforms, get an idea what your car's worth, but give us a shout, call us, email us, live chat, just get in touch, and do get in touch at any time of day. If it's outside regular business hours, leave us a voicemail. We'll try to come back to you, or email, or live chat. Okay, we're here to help. And if there's any more specific photos or videos you'd like us to send you, or any information on the car, it's no bother. It really isn't. We're here to help. Okay. If I don't know something about the car, or I've not mentioned it, I can always go away and find out for you. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed doing it because it's a little bit nostalgic for me, and I really think these cars are great. And I think if they're not already a classic, they're certainly a future classic. And yeah, so we look forward to hearing from you. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.